the suit. On some Jodeci shit. Bi-coastal, man, we both to be rich.
What's going on, everybody? Yeah, I was a big Action Bronson fan back in the day, so sometimes we like to feel a little old school with it. How you doing? Good morning. It is Thursday, January 29th, 2026. I was very confused. This morning, I woke up. Hat and Boobs was leaving me. She is like, I'm out! And I was like, why? She said, because it's Thursday. Well, my dumbass thought it was Friday, and she normally has Friday mornings off, so I was pretty dang confused. How you doing, Patriots? Everybody in Mad Hatter Nation, good morning. It's Thursday. 4 degrees outside. Looks like, it says 4 degrees. Knew today was going to be a cold day here in not so sunny mid-Michigan. We got stories. Things to cover, and covering things we'll be doing. We got to rapid fire this bad boy. I got too much stuff. The ADD kicked in. We're going to be talking about the Pro Football Hall of Fame release a statement following Billy Blue Chew and the vote that happened with him. Now, I'm going to just kind of spoil it a little bit. I think the NFL is slowly becoming based. Let's go. On top of Billy Blue Chew not getting into the Hall of Fame, NFL legends plan to skip Hall of Fame ceremony over Billy Blue Chew's snub. Jimmy Johnson has been among those outraged over Belichick's omission. Ryan Gaydos has got an article here for us. Just skimming it, just kind of touching on yesterday's story. It's almost the off season. There's not a lot to talk about. In conjunction with two people whose careers will forever be intertwined, especially if you go down the rabbit hole that we fell down to yesterday. Eli Manning not voted into Pro Football Hall of Fame for second straight year. Manning ranks 11th all-time in passing yards and touchdowns, but finished career with 117 and 117 record. Yeah, never all that impressive. But you know what, dude? Here's the thing. He's got 2 rings. 2 rings. Not only does he have 2 rings, but by all measurements, to get into the Hall of Fame, you can't tell the story of the NFL without this player. He has 2 rings that stand directly in opposition of the dynasty. Now. Respect is due where respect is due. Yeah, Eli Manning. Getting screwed over just like a Billy Blue Chew. Speaking of getting screwed over, Jim Schwartz wants out of Cleveland. We'll talk about what the Schwartz can do for you. I see your Schwartz is as big as mine, and it's all about merchandising. Spaceballs the lunchbox, Spaceballs the breakfast cereal, and my absolute favorite, Spaceballs the action figure. May the Schwartz be with you. Let's go about that. The Schwartz wants out of Cleveland, and it's totally understandable. I can't blame him. I'm over here going, hey, dude. Hey, look, by the law, this is a legal thing. This is legal, right? By law, doesn't Jim Schwartz have to seek asylum at the next closest borders? Michigan is a sanctuary state. So, look, all I'm saying is you might as well just see what's going on over here in the 313. Bail out of the mistake by the lake. Hop out of Cleveland. Just hop, skip, and jump right back here. Brother, look what it did for Vance Joseph. You know what I'm saying? Look at what we can do. Well, what can Dan Campbell do for you? Why don't you just do the old Mike Kafka? Look, dude, we might as well have Lil Spud and Sting on offense and bring in the Schwartz to help Calvin Shepard out on defense. It just makes sense. Come on back, Jimmy. Let's go. Jim Schwartz while it's out of Cleveland, and I got a place. I got a place right here in the 313 that'll fit you. It's just like an old pair of slippers. And then we're going to continue to talk about Detroit Lions information, guys. Penei Sewell nominated for first ever Offensive Line Award. Detroit Lions right tackle Penei Sewell is one of 6 finalists for the NFL's first ever Protector of the Year award. That name is really, really lame. That is a really lame title, right? You might as well just call it the Penei Sewell Protector of the Year award. He's just going to win it every year from now until he retires. He had a down year. By all measurements, both eye test, PFF, and personal grading by Penei Sewell himself. He had a down year. And he was still graded as the second highest graded player in the NFL by Pro Football Focus. Now think of them what you want, think of them what you will. He had a down year and he still crushed it. So not only is he going to win this year, but he's going to just change it to the Penei. Give him his gold. Give him the gold jacket already. Oh, Penei Sewell. You got a big ol' Hawaiian-sized slice in my heart, brother. I'm a big fan of the Penei Sewell. Man, let's go. Then we're going to talk a little bit of news. Just want to kind of, obviously, something we need to keep an eye on. But, Detroit Lions mailbag over at A to Z Sports. Shout out Mike Payton. Oh, dude. I just realized you're the same Mike Payton that I follow on Twitter. Damn, I'm dumb. Damn, I am dumb, dude. I am dumb. Mike Payton, we can't call him the glove. Mike Payton, the slipper Mike Payton. Detroit Lions mailbag. Did Lions know about Kerby Joseph's knee issue and protect themselves in his contract? Stop paying attention to internet doctors when it comes to the Lions. That is a really, just, something we need to look at, because there's just been a lot of chicanery around Kerby Joseph's knee there, right? A lot of chicanery both during the season and now into the offseason. And I would like a little bit of clarity, because obviously we have to figure out what to do in the interim while we hope Brian Branch breaks all narratives around the Achilles rupture and can be one of the first, but he can be the Deuce Staley, the Adrian Peterson of Achilles knee injuries, just like they were to, or Achilles ankle injuries, or Achilles heel injuries, just as Peterson and Deuce McAllister were around the ACL, the MCL. You can set trends. It can happen. It doesn't. Nobody could run a 4-minute mile until one guy ran a 4-minute mile, and then every swinging dick in the county was just running a 4-minute mile down to go chase up Sally Upperskirt. You know what I'm saying? But we need to just kind of start to keep our watchful eye on Kerby Joseph, and we'll just kind of see, because there has been a lot of scuttlebutt about the Lions knew about it. There was a contract bailout. A little bit of a, in case of fire, stick your finger up your butt, because we have to, the actual situation here. So that just squash that right now, please and thank you. Speaking of please and thank yous, no poll today. How you doing, guys? Good to see everybody in the chat. Yeah, dude, my cam has been going bananas, dude. I don't know what it is, man. We got to figure it out, but it's whenever I move my arms around and start flailing around, when I start doing that type of stuff, it goes all bananas. It doesn't help that I have these like obnoxious monkey arms where my wingspan is longer than I am tall. I have like orangutan like hands. More or less, my knuckles are really dry all the time because they drag on the ground behind me. I live in a cave. Yada yada, etc., etc. I carry a club around at work. If you haven't already, could you kindly subscribe to the channel if you're new here? Ring that notification bell so that you can be notified every single time we go live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here at youtube.com, with plans to expand. Oh, in just a couple weeks, we're going to plan on to expand outward and upward to Rumble, and I'm thinking Twitch. Not Twitch, the other one, Kick. The other one, not Twitch, because Twitch is weird, and I don't have the boobies to make it on Twitch, so we got to send it on over to Kick, where, we'll see. Trying to make some dollary dues. Hate the fact that I'm seeing all these houses on the market. Man, this one house, just on the outskirts of town here, they just had a price cut by $37,000. And I'm like, oh, if only I had been smarter financially for the last 20 years. But you know what? Ifs and buts were candies and nuts, then my grandma would have been ordered with wheels and would have been a wagon. We're just going to conjunction all of that together. Like the video, share this around with all of your friends. It's Thursday. My brain's already scrambled. Let's get into the show.
If you can say the word good, guess what? It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, well then hell, you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, and go out on the attack.
What's up, Mad Hatter Nation? Good morning, everybody. Jody, good to see you, Jody. How you doing? Mr. Detroit City out there crushing it on the road right now. I did, real quick, I agree with Derek Harp. Eli deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. I am an Eli stan. As a little brother, tend to root for other little brothers, especially ones that look like, they're half a tard. Jack, I do see what you're saying, and this is something that I talked about with Matt Stafford's claims to the Hall of Fame. Matt Stafford, so shout out Jack 2125. Dilfer has a Super Bowl ring. Does that mean he deserves into the Hall of Fame? Hall of Fame induction feels more like a Pro Bowl voting. I completely understand where you're at with that. And no, Trent Dilfer doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame simply because he has a Super Bowl ring. And that's what I say a lot with Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford will have an easier road to the Hall of Fame with 2 Super Bowl rings because there's a lot of quarterbacks with 1 Super Bowl ring. There are not a lot of quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame with just 1. Typically, a quarterback needs to have a lot of stats and 2 Super Bowl rings. You know what I'm saying? That's where I say, and by the NFL's metric of can you tell the story of the NFL without this player? Trent Dilfer has a Super Bowl ring. Yes. He won it on a team where, what was the story? Ray Lewis was the story. That defense was the story. Jamal Lewis. Trent Dilfer was infinitely outshined by every other player on that team. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Eli Manning has 2 Super Bowl rings, not the most impressive stats, though, just outside the top 10, and a 500 career win record. But he stands directly in opposition. His 2 Super Bowl rings come chopping up the dynasty that was the New England Patriots in the 2000s under Billy Belichick and Tom Brady, more Super Bowls than anybody else. So the story of the NFL cannot be told without Eli Manning not just doing it once. Once it would be like, okay, maybe, how good are his numbers? The fact that he did it twice, and he's forever tied to his brother who consistently struggled in AFC championships against that dynasty. So you have this, Jon Snow type effect where he's rising to the occasion. You know what I mean? Like a little bit of outshinage. So personally, no, Trent Dilfer does not deserve to get into the Hall of Fame because not only does he just has 1 Super Bowl ring, his numbers aren't impressive. He was outshined by every other player and position on that team, okay? Eli does, though, because although his numbers are moderately impressive, his win totals aren't there, he has 2 Super Bowl rings that run directly in opposition to the dynasty. And then you can couple in with it the family heritage, Archie, Peyton, but then the fact that Peyton is in the Hall of Fame, has all these numbers, but still struggled consistently against Tom Brady and the Evil Empire, where his brother was able to defeat his rival. Does that make sense? Like narratively wise, do you see how the story can be told? So Eli Manning. And not for nothing, Eli did start his career off on shit water with demanding the trade. However, this is just, in my opinion, first ballot, I could kind of understand Eli Manning getting snubbed on the first ballot, depending on the class. He'll always be the little brother. But the second, not being voted on the second ballot, it's just now a historic repeat offense of Eli Manning just blatantly being disrespected by the NFL, despite everything he has accomplished while still being in the shadow of not only his brother, but the true golden age of the quarterback. And he did it in a less than impressive team with less than impressive talent around him. Obviously, Tom Coughlin doesn't stand in the annals of coaching. You know what I'm saying? You don't turn around and go, well, he did it with a Hall of Fame running back, Brandon Jacobs. Oh, yeah, good old Plaxico Burress. Shot himself in the leg. You know what I'm saying? So Eli has what? Who are the top 2 talents that Eli Manning played with offensively? Odell Beckham Jr., who flamed out, although just burned like a just a meteoric rise, right? But just flamed out. Injuries, personality, whatever. Who else? Jeremy Shockey? Maybe? Is that it? Right? So, not only did he do it, he did it with less than impressive talent around him, while consistently having questioned his starting capabilities in the NFL, while having to battle it out. And if you look at it, he was learned under another Hall of Fame quarterback in Kurt Warner. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot that Eli Manning is involved with in the NFL. So just the snub of him from the Hall of Fame, it kind of goes to show that the Hall of Fame is a little bit of a joke now. Would love to have Schwartz back. I'm totally on with that. Guess we won't know anything about Joseph until we see that. Yep, exactly. Thank you, Mr. Tracy. I appreciate it, bro. Archie's home is a stop on the New Orleans trolley tour. No shit. Eli definitely deserves Hall of Fame. It's impossible to tell the story of the NFL without Eli Manning, ask Brady, and Belichick. See, you guys get it, dude. Dilfer sucked, but he understands how to work people, and that's what got him the UAB job. Yeah, dude, and unfortunately for players, when you have a certain NFL pedigree, you're going to be given a little bit more weight in getting jobs in coaching ranks. You know what I'm saying? Because they play in the NFL, they have to know something, whether they're good at it or not. You know, for every Dan Campbell and why can I never think of D'Amico Ryans? You have a Sean McVay. You know what I'm saying? A lot of give and takes. Pro Football Hall of Fame released a statement following Billy Blue Chew's vote. So obviously we know Big Billy was snubbed. Per the statement, if it is determined voting members, quote, violated the selection process bylaws, that, quote, action will be taken, including removal as a member of the selection committee. ESPN reported on Tuesday that Belichick did not receive the necessary 40 votes from the 50-person panel. We talked about that. Instead, the statement did not mention Belichick by name, instead referring to, quote, media reports related to its class of 2026. The Pro Football Hall of Fame understands and respects the passionate reaction of many fans, media members, and enshrinees of the hall itself in light of published reports regarding the voting results of the class of 2026, the hall said. Quote, it's that very passion that propels the game. The hall also respects the members of the selection committee when they follow the selection process bylaws. It is an honor to serve as a selector. Remember that article we read yesterday where the writer, I can't remember the author's name right off the top of my head, but he said that if he was asked to be a part of the Hall of Fame selection committee, he would turn it down because it is far too impactful to the legacy of the player. And legacy is something that, well, I mean, if you guys really want to think about it, legacy and the destruction of legacy directly coincides with the fracturing of the family unit, the propelment, the essentially erasure of a third of Gen Z through abortion. You know what I'm saying? Legacy follows directly in with meritocracy, follows directly in with masculinity. And societally, we have done everything we can to eradicate that as a social norm. You know what I'm saying? So it all just kind of goes hand in hand, dude. And now you see the Pro Bowl is a joke. Now the Hall of Fame starting to become a joke because we're allowing these corrupt, rotten, or dare I say, communistic ideas to fracture and dissolve outright American institutions. Let's just call it what it is. The NFL is an outright, I don't care if the game was invented in Canada, it's an American institution. You know what I'm saying? Each year, the Hall reviews the selection process and the composition of the 50-person selection committee. If it is determined that any members violated the selection process bylaws, they understand action will be taken. That could include the possibility that such selectors would not remain a member of the committee moving forward. Way to fall on your sword, Kane. The selection of a new class is the most important duty the Hall of Fame oversees each year, and the integrity of that process cannot be in question. ESPN citing several sources who spoke with The coach this past weekend reported Belichick was, quote, puzzled and, quote, disappointed by the result of the vote. I'm sure that's I am sure that those are the exact quotes that they got from Bill Belichick. And I'm not trying to be funny. It really is. How do you feel about it? And he probably just went, puzzled, disappointed, and then hung up the phone. Obviously Belichick's snub was met with criticism from me, from anybody with a brain, including Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes, said it was insane, and he doesn't understand how it could be possible. Tom Brady, he spoke out about it. He said, I just think that to me, I don't understand it. He said on Wednesday, I was with him every day. If he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, there's really no coach that should ever be a first ballot Hall of Famer, which is completely ridiculous because people deserve it. He's incredible. There's no coach I'd rather play for. If I'm picking one coach to go out there to win a Super Bowl, give me one season, I'm taking Bill Belichick. That's from the GOAT. That's from the GOAT, dude. And we know how his career went, and we know what's going on with him now and the Spygate and all that shit. But who's in this year's class? Do we know? All right, anybody? All right. Now, I am not exactly the most familiar with limitations to the selection committee. Are they only allowed to take one player from the selected classes? Or is there a limit? Oops. Help if I could fucking spell. Of 4 to 8 new members. So 15 senior coaches, 5. 1 to 3 individuals are chosen from the combined seniors coach and contributors group. 4 to 8 members, with 5 to 6 being likely based. All right, so 4 to 8 members total. Okay. Now, I'm not trying to find reason behind it. Bill Belichick has to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. There's one. Drew Brees. I don't think Phillip Rivers could beat out either one, Eli or Drew Brees in this class. Frank Gore, definitely first ballot Hall of Famer. Willie Anderson, definitely first ballot Hall of Famer. Lomas Brown got snubbed. This whole class is chicanery. It's tomfoolery. I don't approve. This is all chicanery. There is fuckery afoot, guys. We reject this Hall of Fame class. I contest the vote. I don't agree with it. Really, Fred Taylor? Really? Why Fred Taylor? What did Fred Taylor really... I mean, that's not all that much. Really? Yo, they want Fred Taylor in the Hall of Fame with 13,000 all-purpose yards? Really? Why? He only made the Pro Bowl once this year. That is, neither did Frank Gore. Deserves consideration. Yeah, he advanced to the final stage, sure. Dude, no. Fred Taylor does not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Frank Gore does because of longevity. Yo, no. I mean, geez Louise, dude. Frank Gore alone had over 16,000 rushing yards. Fred Taylor only had 13,000 all-purpose yards. Come on now. Come on, dude. No. Frank Gore deserves it well over Fred Taylor. No. No, dude. They're all he could be a DEI ad, possibly Mr. Figs. That's a possibility. That's a possibility. It's possible to tell store Dilfer sucked. Those can do it. Well said. Hell yeah, dude. What's up, Dad? How you doing, man? Well said, American Boxer. How you doing, Dad? Shouldn't you be at work, dude? Snub. Someone will never get in, dude. A lot of statement. Yeah. That's true. American Boxer, you nailed it, dude. Works cited Neil Rule. Nice, dude. That's what's up. All right. Well, let's obviously, and this is something that I was gonna say. I figured I should wait till we got to this article. Jimmy Johnson is doing the right thing. If the class of 2026, who did have the finalists been selected? Inductees? Is that how you spell it? Oh, okay. So it's still down to just they haven't actually cut it down, apparently. All right, so Larry Fitzgerald, Frank Gore, Drew Brees, Jason Witten. We're just going to lock those four in right there. Oh, man, Luke Kuechly, though, huh? Eric Weddle? Marquise Pouncey, definitely. Yeah, Marquise Pouncey, definitely. Yo, all right, all these guys they should all abstain from being there. They should all not show up. Every single one of them. Every single one of them should not show up, dude. This is bullshit. Todd Gurley? What? What? This isn't. Bro. I mean, I don't know, man. Reggie Wayne, really? Not that I'm saying Reggie Wayne wasn't good. Dude, I don't like this. I don't like this class at all. Yeah, they should abstain. Jimmy Johnson ain't going. Pro Phone Center after Bill Belichick's left out. Johnson was among outrage over omission, which he is reporting blah, blah, blah. Then he took a step further. Johnson declared on the Pat McAfee show he will not be showing up to Canton, Ohio this year for the festivities. Quote, I thought it was going to be an automatic, so I chartered a jet. I was going to go up there. The hell with it. I'm not going this year, he said. I love football. Now that I'm retired from Fox, I got 4 TVs set up. I got 12 hours on Saturday, 12 hours on Sunday. No one comes in the room. I only leave the room to get a little bit of food. That's awesome. Yo, what? That's awesome. I love football, and I appreciate the greatness. And that's what you had with Bill Belichick. Greatness. And I'm a coach. If some of the players don't get in, it doesn't bother me that much. But for a great football coach not to get on the first ballot, that was wrong. Belichick needed 40 votes. We know that. He won 6 Super Bowl titles with the Patriots and 2 more as an assistant with the New York Giants under Bill Parcells. The class 26 won't officially be revealed until next week. In the lead up to the Super Bowl, Belichick was among the candidates in a separate group from the modern era players coaching, along with Ken Anderson, Roger Craig, L.C. Under Greenwood, and Robert Kraft. So, knowing that there has already been a bit of a reach, or a rift, I should say, not a reach, a rift, post Belichick in New England, right? Obviously, Robert Kraft has shifted a lot of the bad onto Bill Belichick, and I'm not saying that it's not deserved, but Robert Kraft sits in an infinitely bigger chair than Bill Belichick ever can. He's an owner. And for every ring that Bill Belichick has outside of New York, Robert Kraft also has those rings. His name is bigger. He signs the paycheck. And if it came down to having to pick between those two of the seniors or modern era category, whatever the hell they call it, the old guys, right? Robert Kraft is going to make damn sure that he gets in before Bill. So what we could be seeing is more and more chicanery, more and more tomfoolery, more and more fuckery. We read that he was puzzled, blah, blah, blah. Politics kept him out. He doesn't believe this is a reflection on his accomplishments, another source told the outlet. That I think is 100% true. I think that is exactly what's going on. Look, I don't like Bill Belichick, but this is just wrong. This is just wrong. So is this. Eli Manning also kept out, making he's the 11th all-time in passing yards and touchdowns. Eli Manning, the two-time Super Bowl winning quarterback of the New York Giants, has reportedly fallen short of the votes necessary for the Pro Football Hall of Fame induction again. Manning, in his second year as one of 15 modern-era finalists, didn't make the cut, according to The Athletic. While it isn't the biggest Hall of Fame story of the week, Bill Belichick not being a first-ballot inductee set the football world aflame, Manning has been a hot-button Canton topic since he became eligible. I think the fact that these two are tied together and both being snubbed on the same ballot, one's in his first year, one's in his second year. It's just too weird, man. It's just too weird. Many believe Manning will make it to the Hall of Fame one day, but there's another side of the argument that he shouldn't. The argument in favor of Manning is the younger brother of Hall of Famer Peyton, is that he ranks 11th all-time in passing yards and passing touchdowns, and his 2 Super Bowls were against the New England Patriots, taking down Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, to spoil their perfect 2007 season and the 2011 campaign. But Manning finishes his career with a 117 and 117 overall record with the Giants. Eventually replaced. Why can I not to say replaced? Eventually replaced by Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, whom the team drafted to be the next great franchise quarterback. Another argument against Manning is while he has those passing touchdowns and yards, the lead and the league 3 separate times in interception. Rooking at both sides, the pros appear to outweigh the cons, especially considering he is just one of 6 players in NFL history to have multiple Super Bowl MVP awards. Some of the notable others include Brady, the Chef's star Patrick Mahomes, both of whom are already considered first-ballot Hall of Famers. The other 3 are football royalty Joey Montana, Bart Starr, and the blonde bomber himself, Terry Bradshaw. A former player, coach, and executive needs at least 80% of the votes. A 50-person panel made up of one media member from each Pro Football City, a 33rd member from the Pro Football Writers of America, and up to 17 at-large delegates control who heads to Canton and who remains outside the hallowed halls. We'll find out February 5th who gets in. Modern era players like Manning are eligible from their 5th year after retirement up until their 25th year. So he still has 23 more years to make it in. He continues to be involved in the game, blah, 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 blah. Look, I'm going to show you exactly why Eli Manning deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. This is why. This is why. This picture right here. Because Eli put this picture up in the background during one of the Manning casts. And that picture is goated. That picture is so damn funny. That picture is so fun, especially because, let's see if we can find Peyton. Peyton reacted to it. Peyton was sitting there just like madder than hell. Just like madder than hell. I love that he plays into the big head thing. Come on, do they have his reaction? Oh, they don't have his reaction. He was sitting there just like... while he was on air with it. It was, I mean, look at, he's got a big head with the big head, bro. It's just so funny, dude. That's why he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, because of that picture right there, dude. If not for anything, for that alone. All right, Mad Hatter Nation, how are we feeling, y'all? The Japanese had to show up when he can't speak very well. Elvis Brown and Jason Hansen are the two lines that should already be in. Correct, dude. The fact, dude, I don't think the number 4 should be allowed to be worn in Detroit, because that's how big of a fan of Jason Hansen I am, dude. When I was a kid, Barry retired. Who was I got to root for? Jeff Mabakis? Dominic Raiola? Marcus Pollard? James Stewart? Olandis Gary? Charlie Batch? Casey Fitzsimmons? Roy Williams? Mike Williams? Titus Young? Terry Fair? Dre Bly? DeAndre Levy? No, dude, I had Jason Hansen. I was a Jason Hansen fan, dude. I was a kid rooting for our kicker, man. Let's go, dude. Let's go. Keekly laying a kid out who juked him at his camp is YouTubeable. Yes, it is, Craig. I know exactly what you're talking about, dude. Not to mention dependability. That consecutive start streak should count for something. Rick, that's something that is also grossly underrepresented with Eli Manning's bid to the Hall of Fame, dude. Hats are that oppose about hats. Hat as opposed to Japanese hat is no propeller. Dude, I thought about finding a bunch of pictures of me as a kid and photoshopping the little helicopter hat on it, just to because legit, I mean, most pictures of me as a kid, I do have a hat on. I've been wearing hats my whole life, dude. But I just think it'd be hilarious to just make sure every picture of me is photoshopped with the little helicopter hat on. You know what I'm saying? Dominic Raiola, dude. Yes, dude. You know what I'm saying? The old he's the actual first human potato. I call Johnny Morton a potato. Little spud. Dominic Raiola was the first potato, dude. He looked like a potato. He looked like a potato with a little potato stacked on top of it, because his head looked like a potato too. His body looked like a potato. His head looked like a potato. That is who, God, who was that center? Who's that kid we were running? Cologne's build, his body build, is exactly that of the potato Dominic Raiola. Jim Schwartz wants out of Cleveland, guys. Guys. Hey-oh. Jim Schwartz is pissed. And Jim Schwartz should be pissed. I think he has every right in the world to be pissed, dude. Thanks, Mom. I appreciate it. If I was Jim Schwartz, I'd be pissed. Look, if I'm good enough for you to keep me on and good enough to interview twice, why haven't you hired me yet? And then they hired Todd Monken. Are the Bills and Browns in collusion with seeing who could have the most fucked up front office offseason this year? Jim Schwartz wants out of Cleveland. It's coming from our guy. You know me, dude. You guys know me. Fucking cat hair on my monitor. Big Mike Florio fan. The Browns had a dilemma: promote Jim Schwartz from defensive coordinator to head coach or risk losing him. They rolled the dice, hired Todd Monken, and now the Schwartz, he doesn't want to be with them no more. Schwartz was visibly upset when he learned that the job is going to Monken. Schwartz also reportedly told other coaches he ain't coming back. Stop trying to make fetch a thing. I ain't coming back. Schwartz anticipated being hired. He already told others that if he didn't get the job, he'd leave. He's under contract through 2026. The Browns could play hardball, which would be the dysfunctional thing to do, or in this case, the Browns thing to do. It would also be dysfunctional to risk undermining Monken via the presence of Schwartz on the coaching staff. The locker room could have divided loyalties, with defensive players lining behind Schwartz. You do not want a civil war. You guys trying to be like Minnesota just in football, and I don't mean the Minnesota football team. I mean the state. Frankly, Monken's job is easier or a little less difficult if Schwartz isn't there. Yeah, and not for nothing. I mean, can't Todd Monken fire Jim Schwartz? I mean, he is the boss, right? The Niners have been mentioned as a possible destination. Other teams reportedly would be interested. And no, No! I'm turning into Michael Scott. No, yeah, legit. If Jim Schwartz gets signed by the 49ers as a defensive coordinator, I will be Michael Scott when he finds out Toby's back. If Jim Schwartz gets hired by the 49ers, you all will hear me screaming from wherever you are at in the continental United States. You will hear Hat and Beard erupting with rage because that is no, Jim Schwartz, no, do not go to, no, you come here, you come to Detroit, you swallow your pride, and you come right, and you win a Super Bowl, you be part of the turnaround, you come back and you show them exactly right, how it is, dude. Golly, jeepers, gee willikers, gee whiz. Can't have him going to the 49ers, but he is going to land somewhere, and the reality is it's probably not going to be in the 3-1-3, but it'd be nice to have happen, but not going to go ahead and blow my load on a grandma wagon thought exercise, you guys. What I'm going to blow my load about those Penei Sewell. Oh, Penei Sewell. Penei Sewell. You guys. What I love about Penei Sewell is when you look at the draft class he came out in, it's hard to say whatever direction the Lions went in would have been right or wrong, right? We could have gone the Micah Parsons route. We could have gone the Chase. What's his name? Jamar Chase, right? Could have gone that. But Brad Holmes came in and I've said it before. He said that the mentality of our team is going to be that of toughness, that of grittiness, that of with the mentality of the head coach, we are going to pummel our opponents into the dirt. We're going to, think about the kneecap conversation, their press conference, Go to the early Leering Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And Brad Holmes drafted Penei Sewell, who, at the time, wasn't the sexy pick. That was the smart pick, right? It's a safe, not sexy. When has Brad Holmes really ever made the sexy pick? Well, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jameson Williams. And Penei Sewell has been everything you could ever have wanted in a franchise offensive lineman selection. To the point, he ain't just good, and he hasn't been just good. My guy has been absolutely great from day one. And as we said at the opening of the show, by all accounts, the eye test, the metrics, players' evaluation of himself, this year was subpar. Still graded as the second best player in football by PFF. A finalist for the first ever NFL Protector of the Year. I'm the Protector of the Year. Big P on my chest. Is it really going to be called the POY? POT? Oh my gosh. Is it really going to be called the potty? No. Bro, you cannot call it the potty. Oh my God. POTY, Protector of the Year. It's potty. You cannot call it the potty award. Oh my God, bro, you cannot call it the potty award. Please don't call it the potty. Bro, that's so insulting if they call it the potty award. You got to call it something else. You cannot call it the potty. You guys seeing this? They're for real going to call it the Protector of the Year award. It's potty. I'm the potty winner. I'm a big boy. I'm a big boy and I won the potty award. Bro. Fucking potty award. Sounds like a guy who was capable of moving from right tackle to left tackle. Peaceful Craig. Shout out, dude. And that's something that I'm curious about. Do we know? I know he can because that's his natural position. He played it his first 2 or 3 games in the NFL. Is that the plan? Is Penei going to switch? Is he going to move over? Ain't that some shit, dude? Yeah, exactly. It's called the potty award, bro. It's called the fucking Potty Award. That's so lame. Potty Award. But anyway, so Penei Sewell is a finalist for the Potty Award. Aaron Glenn should win the Potty Award, dude. All right, so the NFL honor ceremony, which presents the league's postseason awards, is next week. And the first time ever, it will include the Potty Award. The award will be given to the best offensive lineman for the 2025 season. As expected, Lions right tackle Penei, the Potty winner Sewell, is a finalist for the award. The other 5 finalists for the Potty are Garrett Bowles, Quinn Meinherz, Joe Butthole Thuney, Aaron Brewer, and Creed Humphrey. For Sewell, this is the latest in several honors for the former first-round pick. Earlier this offseason, Sewell was named first-team All-Pro for the 3rd consecutive season, and he has now made 4 straight Pro Bowls. PFF also named Sewell the Potty of the Year, the Protector of the Year, after posting a 95.5 PFF grade, best among all offensive linemen and second best among all NFL players. The 5th-year right tackle's PFF overall grade, 95.5, ranks 3rd among all offensive linemen over the past 3 seasons and 1st among right tackles in that span. While his PFF run blocking grade, 95.1 is the highest by any right tackle over the past 5 years and trails only Trent Williams' 2021 season among all offensive linemen. The official Potty Award is voted on by a panel of former offensive linemen on the following criteria: size metrics, impact, leadership, durability, and strength of opponent. To learn more about the award, check out the NFL's official announcement for the Potty here. To see if Sewell walks away with the award, will blah, 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 blah. Aiden Hutchinson is the only other lineup for an award. He's a finalist for both Defensive Player of the Year and Comeback Player of the Year. And I actually have season-long bets for him to win both. I don't expect him to win Defensive Player of the Year. But Aiden Hutchinson has to win Comeback Player of the Year, right? He has to. I mean, 14.5 sacks, led the NFL in pressures, second-team All-Pro, Pro Bowl nod. Come on now. Come on now. Do the right thing, NFL. Don't be faking gay. Don't be faking gay. How do we feel about that, Mad Hatter Nation? Cool. I won the Potty Award, and I don't have a pee in my pants. I'm a big boy. I won the Potty Award. I wipe my own ass. But I wiped my own ass, and I won a Potty Award. Hey, Mom, are you going to be excited if I come home, and will you put the Potty Award up on the fridge? If I come home with a Potty Award, will you put it up on the fridge? Babe, hat and boobs, when you're listening to this later, can I put the Potty Award? If I win a Potty Award, can I put it up on the fridge? I'm going to go to work today and ask him if I can win the Potty Award. Am I a big boy? Did I win the Potty Award? Did I win the big potty? I'm a big Potty Award. I'm going to graduate. Dude, so when you go from being often the Remington Award winner in college, is that like graduating from the little potty up to the big potty when you get to the NFL? Bro, the Penei at left testy or right nice, dude. Honestly, so this is what I do with Penei Sewell, dude. Whatever he wants is what you do. You go and you ask him, do you want to move to left tackle or do you want to play right tackle? And he's going to tell you what he wants, and then you move forward with that. You do whatever your cornerstone player wants. You ask him what he wants. You don't force that square peg into a round hole. Even if that square peg used to be round, it's now a square peg. If he wants to sit his happy ass in that square hole, you let him sit his happy ass in that square hole. Because he is the best offensive lineman to play the game in the past half decade. He's going to win the first ever Potty Award, and he's going to win it so many damn times that they're going to have to change it from the Potty Award to the Penei Sewell Potty Award. Legit. Hutch Comeback Player of the Year, 100%. Dak's up for it. I think a couple other guys, but his real only competition might be Dak, if I can remember correct. I can't think of it off the top of my head. We got a few more minutes here, guys. We'll probably end up clipping it a little bit short today, but we're going to just peruse through the mailbag over here. Mike Payton. Shout out Mike Payton, dude. Yo, I didn't realize. I've been following this guy on Twitter for like 2-3 months now, and I always like his content. Now oh my God, I'm so fucking stupid. Oh my gosh. every time he'd share an article, I'd always be like, huh, that's crazy. That's the A to Z article that I read earlier today. Hang on. Let me Annie Agar that. I got to Annie Agar look at the camera. Wait. Here we go. Let's really do this. Bingo, bango, bongo. There we go. I give that girl a lot of shit for doing that, but admittedly, girl's got jokes. She's got jokes. But if you want to follow the superior Agar on Twitter, follow her brother. He's a huge Lions fan. Follow Johnny, dude. Follow Annie's brother, Johnny. He's a huge Detroit sports fan, dude. Follow Johnny Agar, dude. Annie does it better. Yeah, well, Jack, I would hope so, considering she's got tits and big old eyelashes. I mean, there. Is that better? Is that doing it for you? Is that doing it for you? Spencer Fano, where? Spencer Fano hopefully slides to the Lions where we can get him at 17, because Spencer Fano is the next Penei Sewell, and that's the guy I want. I need Spencer Fano. But unfortunately, this is going to happen, dude. This is going to happen. I've already set the wheels in motion. I've already said that he's the next Penei Sewell. He's going to get called it. It's all his comparisons are going to be made, and he's going to crush it at the combine. Spencer Fano doesn't make it out of the top 10, bro. Spencer Fano does not make it out of the top 10. For real. Oh, yeah, you guys. Yeah, sorry I'm not as hot as Annie. Sorry, guys, I don't have tits. If I had tits, I'd probably be way more popular on YouTube. I'm not saying that's the only reason she's popular. Legit, the girl's got really funny jokes. Her jokes are funny. Her shtick is good. I mean, honestly, if like she's really writing all of these jokes, she's got good comedic timing. She might have the chops for stand-up. You know what I'm saying? But there is something to be said about being an attractive woman in a male-dominated sphere that will give you a little bit more, let's say, leverage to the top. You know what I'm saying? By all realities, you guys, Erin Andrews ain't even that hot, and everybody fawns over her. That bitch is ugly. She got an ugly face. She is hit, yo. And y'all are like, oh my God, Erin Andrews. Like, she's got a big old crooked-ass nose and pointy bird face, dude. What the fuck are you guys talking about? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, dude. I'm not trying to be a dick. I ain't trying to start no war. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 800-some subscriber YouTuber punching way up out of his class. Let's go. All I'm saying is, there's a little bit more. You get a little bit easier. All right, so the big news here in this article. Shout out Mike Payton over at A to Z. Did the Lions know Kerby Joseph had a knee issue and protect themselves in his contract? Do you ever watch Asmongold? What up, Kane? How you doing, brother? Best they can give you is O-line Marcus Davenport. Do I ever watch Asmongold? I will catch clips of Asmongold, but I don't. This is crazy considering I'm a streamer. I don't really watch too many streamers. I watch one live stream. I watch one live stream regularly. And that is, I watch Timcast IRL Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Other than that, and this is probably a huge indicator of what I need to do. I will watch clips of other people's streams. I will watch some clips of Asmongold. I tend to get more clips of people reacting to Asmongold. But I watch a lot of Philion. I like Philion's clips, which is why I'm leaning more into taking a dual streaming over on Kick. Because it seems to be a little bit more traction over there. But do I ever flat out watch Asmongold? No. I do like his takes, though. For a guy that, let's be honest, outwardly, aesthetically projects to be a soy boy liberal, it's awesome to see him be so, and I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm going to be honest. This is the problem that we run into with guys like Asmongold. Everyone, based AF. Is he really that based, or does he just have common fucking sense, and we're in a world of delusion where common sense is now considered to be radically based? I mean, come on. He's not that wild, dude. I've heard guys say way more outlandish shit. You want to hear someone who's based as fuck? Why don't you watch John Doyle? Yeah, go watch Heck Off Kami, John Doyle. That fucking kid is based as hell. Go watch him, dude. Or I mean, obviously we could all say the Groiper King himself, Nick Schmentez. Don't want to say his name because YouTube will fucking obliterate me from existence, dude. But to answer your point, no, I don't actually watch Asmongold that much. They say they want Gary from the Packers. We want Gary from the Packers? I'd take Rashawn Gary, dude. Dude, Marcus Davenport couldn't survive a flag football game, dude. He'd rupture his asshole. Yeah, sir. All right. So, did the Lions know Kerby Joseph had a knee issue and protect themselves in his contract? This is coming from Mike Payton. No, this is not a real thing. The Lions were unaware of a potential knee injury to Joseph. He never missed it any time at Illinois due to a knee injury. Nothing came up at the combine where each player undergoes medical testing. There was absolutely no previous indication that a knee injury would be a thing for Joseph. So this coming from me, the guy who literally has a theory in his head about the Patriot dynasty being directly correlated to a Operation Mockingbird similar ploy by the CIA in conjunction with the Patriot Act. Okay? That's coming from this guy. There is no conspiracy that the Lions knew about Kerby Joseph's knee. Injuries fucking happen. Especially when you play on turf. Injuries fucking happen. In terms of his contract, there were no injury incentives in it. The only incentive he appears to have is an extra $250,000 if the Lions win a Super Bowl. He gets double if they win 2. So he's incentivized to have his happy black ass out there on the field, making all the interceptions. Maybe the thing for the Lions fans are thinking about that is that Joseph's deal was very low dead money, hits after 2026, which does present an out. That's actually not a Joseph-centric thing, though. The Lions have been working up the majority of their big contracts this way. The point is to give the guaranteed money up front so you have lower cap hits if you guys had been paying. Share this around, guys. Share this around. We've been talking about this for months now. Shout out Brett Coleman. Look up Brett Coleman's salary cap. He talks about how with the dead money cap, what you're doing is you're front loading and putting void years on the back end so that it diminishes the overall impact of the cap. You take the salary cap and instead of viewing it as a three-dimensional bar graph, you flatten it out on the table and you take that bar and you collapse it down, you smear it like butter over a cake. That's what you do here. Basically, the whole Kerby Joseph thing has been blown out of proportion, and it has a lot to do with irresponsible reports from doctors who have never tested or never treated Joseph, and with Joseph being visibly upset that he wasn't able to play this year. The truth is, we know next to nothing about the injury, and the only tiny bit of inside information we got was that it was not a career-altering injury. What we know is that Kerby Joseph was pissed. He is a Hall of Fame trajectory player, fighting uphill by every aspect, by every metric. He switched from wide receiver to defensive back his last year in college. He was a mid-round draft pick who turned around and set the league ablaze, leading the NFL in interceptions since the day he entered the league. He was on par with his takeaways with Hall of Fame player Ed Reed, okay? An all-time great. Of course he's pissed. He is a leader of the team. He is, by my metric, the key contributor to our offensive dominance by stealing possessions away from the opposition, by turning the field to short fields and bolstering touchdown production. Look at the Tennessee game 3 years ago. We had 4 or 5 possessions on their side of the 50. How the fuck do you do that? Well, you have great special teams that can either return it with Khalif Raymond, or you got cats like Kerby Joseph back there erasing bad mistakes, allowing your corners to play on an island back there because out of nowhere, and then a hero comes along with his cape on named Kerby Joseph. They just intercept the ball out of completely nowhere. He's got speed, he's got intelligence, he's got agility, and most importantly, he actually has hands. he can go up and make those catches because he was trained for a very long time at a high level to be a wide receiver. He breaks the mold and narrative around 99% of defensive backs in the NFL. Of course he was pissed that he couldn't get on the field. Of course. Has nothing to do with it being a career-altering injury. It has to do with him being pissed and watching the team fail and miss cues and falter without him. Of course he was pissed. I'd be pissed too. How do you feel about that, guys? Packers to release Gary. Kerby, wrap that shit up and get out there. Hell yeah. I appreciate your podcast. I have work to do, helping people with their dreams and meet their goal. Hell yeah, American Boxer. You crush it, brother. Have a good day, bro. Gary upset Hutch would be interesting. And so to that point, we seen what did we see with Gary or Rashad Gary, right? I almost said Orlando's Gary. Rashawn Gary thrives as a Robin. When Micah Parsons landed, Rashad Gary went bananas, dude. That is a perfect fit. Isn't he a Michigan guy? I hate bringing Packers in because it's gross and greasy, and I have to get over that. The stink on him. Bring him home, baby. Bring him home. And then a hero comes along, and then he blows out his knee. Is signing someone like Gary a type of thing Brad would do? Doubtful. Oh no, Jack, it's totally something he would do. Look at what we did with David Montgomery. Look at what we did with Jamal Williams. Brad Holmes has a knack for going after impact players from our division because it sticks it in their ass and adds a little bit more fire inside that player that then is amplified during the rivalry weeks inside the locker room. So it is totally a Brad Holmes thing to do. That's why I thought we might go after Rashawn Walker, the tackle from Green Bay as well. You know, there are plays, and I do think historically Brad Holmes has shown that he does do this actually. We have at least 2 more wins if Kerby was healthy. 100%, Rick. 100%. Branch can't play like Brian Branch without Kerby having. Yes, dude. Peaceful Craig. Yes, dude. That's exactly it, dude. Kerby Joseph elevates all of the defensive backs around him because he lets them hyper focus on what they need to do. He's allowed to just play back there and essentially be the eraser. You know, he allows Brian Branch to be aggressive. He allows Kerby Joseph to succeed on an island. He would have made DJ Reed 6 times better had he been available. I can see Brad going after Gary. What up, Motown? How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Better late than never, huh, bro? Let's take a look here. We got a couple. Oh, we are running a little late. I just want to look up this Rashawn Gary news. Yeah, okay. He'll probably go to the fucking Steelers, though. They have contract Packers going to terminate. Very least, the Packers have a salary cap prior to cutting Diggs last week with more than $30 million over their projected. Oh, damn, they do got to cut some money. Conclusion, the White on the Packers books. Blah, blah, blah. Sean Gary, with Mike Parsons likely to miss several games to start next season, while the Packers need a pass rusher. 7.5 sacks, first 7 games. The first round pick might finally be on track for the Packers. Don't have a lot of options. Consider haven't gotten much out of another former first round edge rusher. Lucas Van Ness, Kingsley, Angemeyer could be headed for free agency. Why cut him? So I plan on never record another sack after the 7th game of the season. He played 58% of the defensive snaps. LaFleur, never been a huge snap count guy. Gary has, nope, I'm good. I don't need Zadarius Smith 2.0. What I do need is Lucas Van Ness. Was it just his player profile? Isn't it about time for the Packers to move on from Lucas Van Ness? Couldn't he use a fresh start in Detroit? I don't know, man. Do you guys really want us to go after Zadarius Smith 2.0? Because that's what Rashawn Gary's going to be. Which is, in that case, you might as well just fucking keep Al-Qadim Muhammad. Shout out American Boxer. I know you like Al-Qadim, bro. Jack's career would have been better, too. Hell yeah, it would have. Oh, shit. Had my VA video exam for benefits increased this morning. Denial twice. Hope the third time's the charm. Damn, Brent. Bro, dude, they better give it to you, dude. Actually, dude, if you got time, dude, you can look up some tips on YouTube. There's a ton of vets that can give you pointers on what to say and shit, dude. Because you deserve that, dude. You deserve. I don't give a fuck, dude. I don't give a fuck. Veterans deserve all of their VA benefits, dude. Period. Point. Fucking blank, dude. There should be like little to no barrier to entry. The barrier to entry should be like, all right, did you serve? And, you know, obviously if you were dishonorably discharged or whatever, if you were kicked out, that's a different thing. But there should be 2 steps to getting your VA benefits. Did you serve? Can you prove it? Which is pretty simple. And then the second step should be they should stick a fucking mirror under your nose. And if it steams up, they should go, bam, period, point blank, you should get something. Regardless. Like, period, point blank, dude. If we're going to hand out billions of dollars to fucking immigrants that are just going to steal it, but yet we got fucking people who voluntarily served our fucking country, can't get shit, something is very, very wrong. And I don't think that's that outlandish of a fucking take. As we said earlier, that's pretty goddamn common sense, if you ask me. You like that, dude? Did you serve? Mirror, here you go. I mean, come on, man. Come the fuck on, bro. Like, it isn't fucking rocket science, dude. It isn't rocket dentistry, for Pete's sake. It's pretty simple, dude. It's pretty simple. Dude, it's not, you know what I'm saying, Craig? Or yeah. It's not that hard. I hired a lawyer because the VA benefits is based on persons giving exam, no matter the evidence provided. And that's fucked too, bro. What's up, Brandy? Good to see you, sister. Dude, that's fucked too. That some guy, some chuckle fuck, some douchebag that's probably getting a kickback. Hey, man, if you keep your admittance under a certain percentage, there might be a brown paper bag tossed into your backyard with a couple $100,000 in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it's such fuckery. It's such fuckery and chicanery, dude. Certain combat, you should have home. 100%. Yeah, Craig, 100%, dude. 100%. It's not rocket science. We live in a society that has overcomplicated everything, dude. Quit fucking making mountains out of molehills. Take care of your veterans. Okay. Once that's solved, move on to the next fucking problem, dude. You gotta secure your own oxygen mask. Start with the simple maneuvers, dude. Look, guys, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, dude. You don't eat the whole thing in one go, bro. You just address one problem. And I'm not saying that the VA is a simple problem. What I'm saying is that it's a pretty common sense, simple fucking thing. Veterans deserve to be taken care of. There. Wow. What a profound fucking statement. Like, golly, man. Yeah, I thought the same thing, Mom. I was wondering if Brandy was okay. I was like, I haven't seen Brandy in a while. Hope everything was okay. All good with you, sister. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Oh, I appreciate that, Craig. I mean, I'm not even a vet, dude. I'm just a taxpayer. I am a 0 filing taxpayer. And I'm like, can't my tax dollars go to take care of the fucking vets instead of the leering centers? All I'm saying, it's like bananas and rice. Fucking bullshit. I mean, again, I'm hiring a lawyer too. You have to, bro. You have to. Brent, if they deny you again, you absolutely have to. Keep the seniors from losing their homes. Exactly. It's not hard. It's not fucking hard, y'all. It quit making mountains out of molehills, y'all. Everyone makes mountains out of molehills. Exactly, Craig. You're like, you're not either. You're just, but it's pretty simple. It's the right thing to do. Look at me sounding like a bleeding heart liberal. Hoy vey. Oh, our vets need to be taken care of. It's the right thing to do. Grr. I might as well be AOC. I don't have the tits to be AOC, but you know what? You guys remember when she was the queen of the fucking polls? She still is the queen of the polls. Oh, that's going to be it for me, guys. I've been Hat and Beard. You've been attentive audience. Make sure that you slap like on the way out the door. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Ring that notification bell so you can be notified every single time we go live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here at YouTube.com. Share this video around with every single person you have ever met when you're walking down the street. Tell them, subscribe to Hat and Beard. I'm going to be down on the street corner. Listen, extra. Listen to Hat and Beard. Extra. You got to do it, man. You got to get everybody you know to subscribe. taking a couple subscriber hit over the past couple days, probably because I'm getting a little outlandish, but it is what it is, and you guys are all here for the ride. We only sound insane because the rest of the world has lost their mind. We are a based AF Lions and NFL content creation station here. You guys are part of Mad Hatter Nation. I've been Hat and Beard. You've been Attentive Audience. Until next time, bonga bonga.